Hi guys, how you doing? Mark here, welcome to Friendship Shaving. I've got a special video today. I'm very pleased to be able to say that I'm going to do a side-by-side shave with the Merkur Futur Chrome, which was very kindly lent to me by the Suffolk Shaver, Steven Keer. Thank you very much, Steven. And I'm going to do a comparison with its clone, the Ming Shi Shaver. So I've got my rubber set 203 already loaded up with a sample I had of some Wickham's 1912, some cashmere. I've just done a little bowl lather down here. I've got 2 Voshkod blades all ready to go in the razors, and I've just washed my face with some glycerin soap which I bought today. It is a Waitrose glycerin soap. Now Waitrose are a supermarket chain over here in the UK. Excuse me. It contains cocoa butter, palm oil, water, sucrose, glycerin, castor oil, some alcohol and some sodium hydroxide. So some pretty pure ingredients there. So I've used it just to see if it would make a difference to my shave as a sort of pre-shave. Now, before I lather up, let me just show you this wonderful Merkur Futur. Just look at that. I can't believe Steve has lent me this razor. I asked him a cheeky question and said, can I borrow your Merkur Futur? And amazingly he said yes. So that was really, really very kind, and it's allowed me not only to have a few shaves with this lovely looking razor, but also to do this side-by-side video. It looks wonderful in the chrome, and to be honest, I could look at it all day long. It's just wonderful. It's a very heavy razor. Now the Futur, let me just start to lather up. The Futur was brought out in about 1985. The patent, I believe, was applied for in 1983 and expired. Merkur let the patent expire in 2003. Now, I've got no idea why they did that, none whatsoever, but obviously since that time the Chinese have been making copies. Now I like my Ming Shi Shaver. I think it's a very, very nice shave. So it'll be very interesting today to compare that to the original. There's some weight difference between them. The Ming Shi Shaver comes in at 81 grams. Now that might not be perfect because I've only got an old analogue set of kitchen scales, but about 81 grams, while the Merkur Futur comes in at 121 grams, so 40 grams heavier. So you could almost say, you know, well, it is half the weight again, isn't it? Oh, this is a lovely brush. Now I have measured both razors. So if I start with the Merkur Futur first, and we look at the head cap. The head cap is 52 mils in length, 21 mils in width, and it is 11 mil in depth or height, if you like. Now the Ming Shi Shaver, by comparison, is the same size except for the height, and it is a millimetre less in height, so it's only 10 mil. So when you hold the two razors up together, and I hold them as steadily as I can so you can see, there is a slight height difference in the head of the Merkur Futur. The guard measurements were just the same on both razors, and in fact the head seems to be interchangeable without any problem. I can put the Futur head straight on to the Ming Shi Shaver. It sits a little bit lower than the Merkur Futur, but slots on exactly the same. There are some differences in the handle. The top part of the handle, and I've got this written down, the top and bottom parts of the handle are a millimetre more in diameter on the Merkur Futur, and this part where your thumb fits, that is 2 millimetres more in diameter than the Ming Shi Shaver. The font is different for the numbers, but Merkur did bring out a satin version, a chrome version and a gold version of the Merkur Futur. I just pop that blade straight in there, and we'll pop another blade into the Ming Shi. I would say that the finish on the Ming Shi Shaver, while it is a good finish, the finish on the Merkur Futur is superior. And you can see, if you look at the guard, perhaps you can see if I hold it there, there are sweeping curves to this razor, whereas on the Ming Shi there are more angles. So slightly better finish. And when it was made in 1985, when it first came on the market, I bet it looked really futuristic. Now, I don't know why, I've got a bit of a poor lather today. It seems to be a bit thin going on. I have got absolutely loads on my brush. It's not bad on my face, it's certainly not bad. Plenty enough to shave with. Right, let's crack on. So I'm going to do the right side of my face with the Merkur, left side of my face with the Ming Shi, and I'm going to start with the Merkur. What a weight it is. Now I've got both set to 2.5, and let's just get started here. I've got a 2-day growth. First impression, that was very nice, very smooth on 2.5. Didn't seem too aggressive at all. So we'll go this side now. There's more feedback on the Ming Shi Shaver. I would say, first impressions mind, that it is just slightly more aggressive. It's a little bit aggressive there on my problem area. The noticeable thing is the weight. It really is entirely different. They are both very well balanced razors. I don't prefer one or the other, I don't think, but they are just very different with that extra 40 grams. Now, although there's only a millimetre in difference in the height of the head cap, and the head cap sits a little bit higher, so that adds a little bit more height to the top end of the Future, I did find it much easier to get under the nose with the Ming Shi Shaver. And I must remember not to sneak across to the other side of my face. You can see I've just got myself a little bit there with the Merkur Futur, which hasn't happened on this side with the Ming Shi Shaver. I mean, that's not any indication of anything really. That could have just been, you know, me. Now this chrome one is the 701. The satin was the 700, the chrome the 701, and the gold the 702. Let me just double check they are on the same setting. I haven't adjusted one. No, they are both on 2.5. What's nice about the weight in this is it just falls. You know, it's so heavy it just naturally falls with your arm. look at it though, look at it, it's beautiful. Now I know you can get Chinese clones in the chrome finish, but God, that is stunning. And you know, I thought it would be slippy, and it's not at all. In fact, it's so not slippy it squeaks. Very, very nice. And so far, chaps, I can't tell whether the glycerin soap makes any difference to the pre-shave at all. What makes any difference as a pre-shave, rather. Now let's get some more soap on for a second pass. The scent on this soap is lovely. I must find out what's in it. It's absolutely stunning. It's just warm and nice. I know that doesn't really tell you very much, but it is lovely. Now look, I've got absolutely loads on my brush, but it is just not going on my face as well as I would like. There's plenty of soap here, and I've got a bowl full down here, but I wonder if that has somehow been affected by the glycerin. I don't know, I'm entirely guessing. I love these Voshkov blades, they go really well with both razors. A wonderfully coated Teflon blade. So now I'm going to go against the grain on my neck. And directly compare that with against the grain on the other side. Turn that around at about the same spot. You know, honestly, with both of these on 2.5, there's not much to differentiate them. I would say that with both of them, I wouldn't like to shave really on anything more than 2.5. That is just okay. In fact, I can feel I'm a little bit sore both sides. I would say that very slightly the Merkur Futur has a slightly better, slightly easier to get shaving angle. We're talking fractions here, and that maybe, you know, that's just my perception. I'll just have a look there. I don't know, it's very difficult to tell, but if I stand them up next to each other, is there a slightly bigger gap on the Merkur Futur? I really couldn't say. I guess you would have to measure that with a micrometer, which I don't have, I'm afraid, chaps. I do like the chrome. I do really like the chrome, and I'm really impressed that it's not slippy. The font looks slightly classier in my view on the Merkur Futur. This seems to be more of a modern font, although it is easier to read. But on the satin version, the font might just as well be as easy to read. I've enjoyed that shave today. I'm just going to rinse my face. I think I'm going to leave it there on 2. Yes, nice. A little bit there. A little bit there, just the same. You know, we're talking an absolute fraction here. A little bit there on my rough spot. But I'm just going to leave that. And I would actually say, chaps, that from the feel, there's no discernible difference between the two that I can tell. Just dropped my other towel on the floor, and that's why I'm using this one. The height of laziness. Now I am going to put some alum block on there, because I am a little bit sore. I definitely would not like to use either of those razors on a higher setting. I think if you were able to use one of those on a 6, then you must have a dual light desperate down. And just today I'm going to use, to go with the Wickham's cashmere, I'm going to use some Irish mousse, which is and it pulls out of there. And I'm stinging a bit now that I've put that on. But it's equal across my face. It's equal across here, it's equal across here. So as far as I can tell, there really doesn't seem to be very much of a difference at all between the Ming Shi Shaver and the Merkur Futur, apart from the obvious things, in this case like a chrome plated finish, or the extra 40 grams in weight. That is a real difference when you hold it, but in terms of the shave it doesn't really seem to have made much difference at all. So that is my shave today, and I'm very pleased to have been able to do that. I've wanted to use one of these for a long time. So thank you, Steven, the Suffolk Shaver. If you've not checked out his shaving channel, perhaps you'd like to. Very kind of him to lend me this, and I just so much appreciate it. These still sell for about £50, you know, 40 or £50. I did see one the other day on eBay that I actually bid on, but I missed the end of the auction. I was waiting until the last minute and I missed the end of the auction, but it went for £8.50. And it looked in immaculate condition. So if you keep your eyes out, if you like the idea of owning the original, the Merkur Futur, then they do come up cheaply from time to time. Interestingly, I saw a picture today which was a Merkur Futur that had a Hofritz stamp on the head cap. Inside the head cap it says Merkur Solingen, but I wonder if they were made by Merkur or Dovo Solingen as they are now for Hofritz at some point in the early 80s when they first came out. Interesting. So a very wonderful razor. I've really enjoyed my shave. I shall be having a few more of those before I need to send this back to Steve. I've got it for a couple of weeks, so you might see this again. And do you know, I think I might use it on 2 next time. That's my shave, fellas. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. It's been wonderful. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time around. You take care now. All the very best to you. Bye bye.